Dashboards are powerful tools for visualizing data and gaining insights into various aspects of business performance. They provide interactive and intuitive interfaces for users to explore and analyze data. Here are the key components and features of SAC.
The Coraset dashboard enables organizations to track and analyze carbon emissions and sustainability metrics. It offers real-time data monitoring, predictive analytics for future emissions forecasting, and interactive visualizations to identify trends. The dashboard also includes benchmarking against industry standards and comprehensive reporting features. This tool helps businesses make data-driven decisions to reduce their carbon footprint and achieve sustainability goals. Now, let's start with the first KPI I have incorporated, that is year-to-date CO2 emission for procurement. Tracks the total carbon emissions associated with procurement activities from the beginning of the year to the current date. And year-to-date CO2 emission for production KPI tracks the total carbon emissions generated from production activities from the beginning of the year to the current date. For more information on other KPIs and their impact on the dashboard and decision-making, please contact us at VASPP Technologies. Now proceeding towards the next feature, charts, which I have used diversely in the dashboard. The CO2 emissions across value chain combines columns to show emissions from each value chain segment: procurement, production, distribution, disposal, and a line to track cumulative emissions over time. This format highlights key emission sources and overall trends, aiding in targeted sustainability efforts. To the right, the CO2 emissions per manufacturing plant pie chart displays the proportion of total emissions contributed by each plant. We have added a variety of additional charts that cater to specific customer requirements by utilizing different dimensions and measures. These customized charts can provide deeper insights and more granular analysis, ensuring to meet specific customer needs. The next features on the dashboard include ranking and sorting. The ranking feature allows users to order data based on specific criteria, making it easier to identify top-performing or underperforming items within a dataset. This feature is particularly useful for highlighting key insights and making informed decisions. On the other hand, the sorting feature enables users to arrange data in ascending or descending order based on selected dimensions or measures. Sorting helps in organizing data logically, making it easier to analyze trends and patterns. Now let's check the drill down feature, which is a powerful function that enables users to delve into data at various levels of detail, providing a better understanding of underlying information and gaining deeper insights. By allowing users to navigate from a high-level overview to more granular data, it helps identify patterns and trends that might not be immediately apparent. This capability is especially valuable in complex datasets where detailed analysis is crucial for informed decision-making. Additionally, sample filters are available on this page to sort data and allow users to interactively analyze data by selecting specific criteria to focus on. In this scenario, as I select a specific filter from the drop-down, the respective data gets integrated into the charts and KPIs. SAC also allows us to use any dimensions or measures as a filter, enabling visualization of data relevant to multiple business scenarios. The procurement emissions provides detailed insights into the carbon footprint associated with procurement activities. It features visualizations with different charts to display emissions by supplier, material, and procurement category. The major KPIs included are total procurement quantity KPI, which tracks the aggregate volume of materials and goods procured by the organization over a specific period, and total CO2 emissions for procurement KPI measures the total carbon emissions generated by procurement activities over a specified period. Now, let me walk you through the various charts I have incorporated into the dashboard. On the left, the CO2 emissions by material group heat map visually represents the carbon emissions associated with different material groups using varying color intensities. Next, procurement quantity versus CO2 emissions bar chart on the Carbon AI dashboard displays the relationship between the volume of procured materials and the associated carbon emissions. Now proceeding towards one of the major feature I.E linked analysis. This feature allows users to establish dynamic connections between different visualizations and elements within a dashboard or story. If I click on the specific data in the chart, it enables users to uncover the hidden details of that data, and it will reflect a whole page of the dashboard so that we can look into details into the selected data. This capability enables users to perform interactive data exploration, uncover insights, and make informed decisions by establishing dynamic connections between visualizations and elements within a dashboard or story. I have used sample filters as on the previous page. The production emissions page on the Coraset dashboard offers a comprehensive analysis of carbon emissions resulting from manufacturing activities. The dashboard also includes benchmarking tools to compare emissions against industry standards, highlighting high-emission processes and units. This information supports targeted emission reduction strategies and helps optimize production processes to minimize the overall environmental impact. The major KPIs, such as the total production quantity KPI, tracks the volume of goods produced, while the total CO2 emissions for production KPI measures the associated carbon emissions. Moving on to charts like the production quantity versus CO2 emissions displays the relationship between the volume of goods produced and the corresponding carbon emissions for each production unit or process. A donut chart displaying the CO2 emission per plant visualizes the proportion of total carbon emissions attributed to each plant. I have used sample filters as on the previous page. The outbound logistics page on the Coraset dashboard provides insights into the carbon emissions associated with the distribution and delivery of goods. The page also includes benchmarking tools to compare emissions against industry standards, highlighting areas with the highest impact. This detailed overview aids in optimizing logistics strategies to reduce the carbon footprint of outbound operations. The KPIs displayed are the total sales quantity, which measures the volume of goods sold and shipped, while the total CO2 emissions for outbound logistics tracks the carbon emissions generated during the distribution process. Combined, these KPIs provide a comprehensive view of the efficiency and environmental impact of outbound logistics, helping to identify trends, optimize logistics operations, and implement strategies to reduce emissions while meeting sales demands. Let us look into Outbound Logistics table, which provides a detailed breakdown of carbon emissions related to the distribution of goods. It includes columns for key metrics such as sales quantity, outbound logistics emission, year-to-date outbound logistics, and last year-to-date outbound. Each row offers insights into the environmental impact of various logistics activities. This table enables users to analyze emissions data comprehensively, identify high-emission areas, and make informed decisions to enhance sustainability in outbound logistics. Additionally, sample filters are available on this page to sort data and allow users to interactively analyze data by selecting specific criteria to focus on. Filters such as region, transport, and customer are used to narrow down the data for more granular view of the data. The Estimates page on the Coraset dashboard provides forward-looking projections and estimates for carbon emissions across various business activities. It features advanced forecasting tools that predict future emissions based on historical data and current trends. Users can analyze different scenarios to see how changes in operations or policies might affect emissions. The page includes trend analyses to highlight potential future patterns and benchmarks estimates against industry standards and internal targets. Visualizations of diverse charts have made it easier to understand and interpret projected data. Actionable insights and recommendations are provided to guide strategic decisions for reducing the carbon footprint. This page helps organizations proactively manage their environmental impact and plan effective sustainability initiatives. I have used prominent KPIs like period, which measures key carbon emissions metrics over a specified time frame, such as monthly, quarterly, or annually. And the total CO2 footprint KPI measures the aggregate carbon emissions across all activities for a specified period, providing an overall view of the organization's environmental impact. The CO2 emissions per day KPI tracks daily emissions, offering granular insights into daily fluctuations and trends. Together with the emissions over the period KPI, which aggregates emissions for a defined time frame, these KPIs enable users to monitor and analyze emissions trends, assess the effectiveness of sustainability initiatives, and make data-driven decisions to reduce their carbon footprint. The aggregate material waste during period KPI measures the total weight of material waste generated over a specified time frame. The aggregate oil/grease during period KPI measures the total volume of oil and grease used or disposed of over a specified period. I have used charts diversely in this page, such as CO2 emission by production layout chart combines columns and lines to illustrate carbon emissions across different production layouts. The column chart represents emissions levels for each layout. while the line chart tracks overall emissions trends over time. CO2 emission by machines waterfall chart visualizes the contribution of individual machines to overall carbon emissions. It displays the incremental impact of each machine, showing how emissions increase or decrease as different machines are accounted for. Heat map displaying CO2 emissions per day displays daily carbon emissions categorized by different scopes. Color intensity represents the level of emissions, with darker shades indicating higher values. The heat map displaying total CO2 emission over a period by scope for actual heat map chart shows the total carbon emissions across different scopes over a specified period. Color intensity indicates the magnitude of emissions, with darker shades representing higher levels. CO2 emission per day by scope pie chart illustrates the proportion of daily carbon emissions attributed to different scopes. Each segment of the pie represents the share of total daily emissions for each scope, with size indicating the relative magnitude. I have used sample filters as on the previous page. Think of a filter as a magnifying glass for your data. It allows you to zoom in on specific products or groups of products within reports, charts, and dashboards, uncovering valuable insights that might be hidden. As I click on the production layout filter, a drop-down appears having various production layouts options. As per requirement, I can select one or multiple filters at the same time, and data will be integrated into the table according to selection. In the same way, user can select for a different filters to view each data granularly. It's not over yet. SAC also allows the export of data from individual charts or entire dashboards from SAP Analytics Cloud, ensuring that your data insights are easily shareable and accessible to your intended audience. It is a useful feature for sharing insights and reports with stakeholders who may not have direct access to SAC. We can export into Excel, then show and extract table data into Excel, and finally, export the dashboard as a PDF. Models in SAC define how data is organized, stored, and processed, enabling users to build accurate and insightful reports and dashboards. They support a wide range of features, from data integration and preparation to advanced analytics and collaboration, enabling users to create comprehensive and insightful analytic solutions. They are flexible as we can add additional fields as per the customer's requirement. For further information on these dashboards, KPIs, or required features, please contact VASPP Technologies.